Today we learned how to put our clarinets together, and now I'd like you to practice it on your own at home. The first thing we have to remember when we put our clarinet together is that we have to look for the brand name on the front of the case. Mine says Antigua right here. Yours might say something different, maybe Jupiter or Yamaha. Some of you even have really great clarinet cases that have a picture of the clarinet on the top, so you know where the top is. Anyway, you're looking for the brand name so that you know that it's the top. You're going to take that brand name and put it on the top of the case, and then you'll open your two clasps and open up the clarinet. Now please don't do this at home. I'm going to hold it up so that we can see what's inside. So this is what my clarinet will look like on the inside. The first thing that you need to find looks like this, a really thin piece of wood, and it's called your reed. And our very first step to putting the clarinet together is taking the reed out of the case, and we're going to put it in our mouth to moisten it. So please take your reed out and we're going to put it in our mouth. And we're going to leave it there while we put the rest of the instrument together. I'm going to take mine out so you can understand me. The first piece we're going to look for is called the bell. And you can remember that this is called the bell because I think it kind of looks like a bell. The next piece you want to find has a cork only on one end, not on the top, and this is called the lower joint of the clarinet. We're going to take the part with the cork on it. Most of you already greased your cork this morning, so you probably shouldn't need to grease it again. And we're going to gently twist the bell onto the lower joint of the clarinet so that we can't see any more cork. These two pieces should be touching. The next piece we're going to find is the upper joint of the clarinet. Now this is the hardest part to put on, and if we don't do it correctly, we might bend some of our keys. So we have to be really careful. You're going to push down on the bottom ring on the top joint of your clarinet. It's right here. And if you're pushing it down, you'll notice that this key is moving at the bottom. So we're going to push it and hold it so that that key is out of the way. Once it's out of the way, we're going to line up our tone holes. We should see tone holes on the top and bottom joint. And we're going to keep pressing on that ring while we gently twist the pieces together. Once they're together, you can let go of that ring and the key will drop down. You'll know that these are lined up correctly if you can see that key that was just moving lined up with another key that looks very similar to it on the bottom. If they're not lined up, just give it a gentle twist to make sure that they are lined up correctly. The next piece we're going to add to our clarinet is this one. It's called the barrel. It's a little bit wider on the bottom than it is on the top. So we're going to take the wider end of the barrel and we're going to gently twist it onto the top of our upper section of the clarinet. And then we're going to take our mouthpiece. Some of your mouthpieces probably have a mouthpiece cap on them. You can take that off. And you can also take this metal piece off. This is called your ligature. So put that to the side for now. We're going to take your mouthpiece and we're going to gently twist that one onto the barrel. We know that it's in the right place if the opening of the mouthpiece lines up with the register key. So you can see mine is not quite lined up. I'm going to give it a little twist. And that looks much better. The opening of the mouthpiece is now lined up with the register key, this right here. The final thing we need to do, clarinet has a lot of pieces, is we're going to take our ligature and we're going to unscrew it just a little bit. Make sure that the screws don't come out though. Just unscrew a little bit. And we're going to put it on top of the mouthpiece. Just like the barrel, the ligature is wider on the bottom than the top. So put the wide end down like this. Now we're going to take our reed. Your reed should still be in your mouth. We'll take our reed. On one side, there's this curved piece. On the other side, it might have a brand name. Mine says Rico. This is the back where the words are. So we're going to lift up our ligature like this, so there's a space underneath, and we'll slide our reed underneath. And then you can push the ligature back down. Now when I'm putting my reed on my clarinet, I'm looking for a little frowny face, or I like to call it an upside down smiley face. I think that's better. I'm looking for a little upside down smiley face of black above my reed. Not too much. This is pretty good right here. That's where your reed should be. Then make sure that your ligature is pushed all the way down and you can tighten it if there's any space to tighten it. Just make sure both screws are nice and tight. When you hold your clarinet, your right hand always goes on the bottom. You can just hold it like this for now. Your left hand goes on the top. And we'll talk more about where our hands belong later.